It's hard to imagine Red Dead Online being a strong foundation for someone to build a massive, thriving community on. This game has been nothing short of a bad joke for the better part of 2020. No one in the gaming community takes it seriously, and most fans on average will even talk poorly about the game. However, while things some players say may be true about this game, that hasn't prevented one gamer's vision from manifesting. A little over a month ago, September 20th, a guy that goes by Duckkis reached out to me on Discord and offered me a chance to check out the largest and most known mercenary crew in Red Dead Online, his crew, the Charon Industry. Of course, being busy and not giving it much thought, I left him on red and carried on with my daily work routine. A week or so passed and he reached out again. The guy was persistent, so I decided I would give him a chance. But first, I wanted to do some research on the crew. Turns out, this guy wasn't just smoke and mirrors. He wasn't joking when he said their crew was the largest in Red Dead Online and the most reputable. Charon has even carried on conversations with the likes of Mick Mellenfee, Sean McGuire's voice actor from the story mode, and Howard Pinhasick, Leopold Strauss's voice actor, with Instagram posts to back it up. I mean, even the legendary Arthur Morgan himself, Roger Clark, knows them. He shouted them out over on Twitter back in June. Check this out.
Hey there, cowpokes, how's it going? Yeah, Roger Clark here, otherwise known as Arthur Morgan to some of you lot. I want to give a shout out to one of my favorite Red Dead crews on Red Dead Redemption Online. It's the Charon Industry. These guys are a huge crew on RDO. They fill up entire Xbox lobbies and host fun events for their members. Give these guys a look, because they're seriously awesome. You could say they're all right. I insist upon it. Yeah.
A personal friend of mine and fellow Red Dead Online YouTube content creator Pineapple also praised them and had nothing but good words to say about the crew. I was wondering, where the hell have I been missing all this stuff? Charon Industry have been around for almost 5 years based on their track record with Grand Theft Auto Online, and they currently sit at about 700 active members according to their official Discord server. Numbers aside, I still felt skeptical about this Charon Industry. I couldn't help it. I've never really been into gaming clans or taking them seriously unless they're like well-renowned famous crews like 100 Thieves. Nowadays, you've got cocky esports clans full of teenage boys snorting G Fuel trying to become the next big Fortnite pros, stereotypical try-hard clans from GTA and Call of Duty that are full of toxic banter, and friendships that will crumble when kill-death ratios start getting compared. Something about Charon, though, seemed different. Over the next couple of days, I had some surprisingly professional and friendly discussions with the leader. I was taken back by how passionate this guy was about his crew and what they do, what they stand for. He showed me the crew's hierarchy and how everyone had a role and a place. Charon Industry was way more organized than I thought. Judging the book by its cover, these guys were the real deal. However, talk alongside show and tell is one thing. I wanted to really witness in person how Charon Industry operated on a daily basis and weekly basis. I also wanted to see what being the most active crew in Red Dead Online meant, because, I mean, drawing comparisons to a community that barely touches the game doesn't exactly mean you do much. Obviously, I still have my doubts, so it was time to, as Charon would say, get it done. Right away, as soon as I showed interest and agreed to attend a meeting, within the hour, Duckkis and his crew, Charon, were ready. I received a party invite followed by a game invite shortly after. I was in. My meeting and insight to joining Charon Industry as a new member had officially kicked off. After loading in, I was immediately led by fellow Charon members to a nicer mansion in Saint Denis. I was genuinely surprised to see just how many people were basically on guard in front of this mansion. These were all real players, not NPCs. They all had their own role, and it definitely showed. On top of that, I got an escort. It was pretty crazy to experience. After I entered the mansion, I was led to Cutter's operation room where meetings were held, pretty much his own official office. Then it was up to me to decide how I wanted to join Charon Industry.
Alrighty, Zumie. So in order for somebody to become a member, most people need to apply either through the website, which is charonindustry.weebly.com, or they can enter our Discord through the invite code Charon. For most people though, they need to apply and they need to pass a kind of a background check. We usually make them do this just so that they aren't associated with any of our enemies or like extremely toxic people in the community. Once they pass the application though, they then have to pass a basic training. They're given a uniform and then they're allowed to become a full-fledged member of our crew. That's when they get made a class 2. There's also the option to become a client. Again, for somebody to do that, all they have to do is enter the Discord. From there, they just kind of have to tell our operations team like, hey, you know, I'm a client, let me in, I need this, this, and this done. They're then brought into a separate chat room called the client chat. And we then finalize all the details inside of there, whether it be like griefer defense or a trader wagon sale, just a VIP protection, so on and so forth. So whichever one of the two sounds better to you. Oh, and I'm going to state also, clients can also become members as well. If there's a later point that they want to join the crew as an official member, they can do that as well.
Now, being a client had appeal, and Cutter was not exaggerating. According to their official website, they have completed nearly 1,000 contracts for Red Dead Online players. There are tons of clients who can vouch for this, like this client who kept getting griefed until he hired Charon Industry.
Yeah, so I actually did once hire Charon Industries. I had some griefers actually attacking me. You know, it's kind of messed up for people to do that. I was just trying to do a wagon. Charon came and pushed them out of the server completely, destroying them. They actually did it pretty quickly too. The people who even griefed me, surprisingly, they sent me an apology.
Crazy enough, Charon Industry has done so many things already for clients in the past, and they continue to do these things every single day and every week if it gets requested. They seem to never really get over it and never get tired of it, and they seem to love what they do.
I love helping clients with griefers and fighting. It's a cool way of making money on the side. It honestly gives us something to do. It can feel like a new role. It also gets us out and helping people, making new clients, even finding new members potentially. And I think it's just awesome, honestly.
Red Dead Online, if you didn't already know, has this ongoing issue with the lack of content for the average player to enjoy, unlike its counterpart, Grand Theft Auto Online, that has had vast DLC expansions, all kinds of different ways to play and immerse yourself, alongside vehicles to collect and cosmetics to uniquely stylize your character, giving you a sense of individual identity. Red Dead Online is constantly neglected and half-assed by Rockstar. The game doesn't offer much value past buying a trusty horse, trying out a new role, completing it, and buying what little overpriced cosmetics and items you have to choose from in the game. You can't rob banks, you can't rob trains, you can't hold up stores, and you pretty much can't do anything you would expect to be able to do in an online Wild Western outlaw themed game. I had to know how Cutter and Charon themselves kept things interesting without burning out like I said before. What do they do to fill the void Rockstar has left in Red Dead Online?
So in Charon Industries, we host a bunch of events throughout the week. One of the events we host that are scheduled weekly is the Hunter event. The Hunter event goes through PvP stuff, what type of weapons, what type of cards, and tactics you should use. Also, you can make your own game mode. These game modes consist of a lot of things. You could do, team deathmatch stuff, fighting up in Fort Mercer. You can do hide and seek. You can do a lot of fun things.
I love being a part of Charon Industry, and that's from hosting events and taking part in wars, but also I love protecting VIPs and clients.
Yet again, these guys have shown that they know what they are doing and they all work together like a unit, creating their own content, using the tools they have at their disposal in Red Dead Online, even though they may be limiting, to create something great. Charon Industry is a very big community, but they are a family of sorts, and even though they may be competitive on the PvP front, they still know how to have fun and be friendly. It's easy to see the term mercenary group and the word industry as more serious, but the members of Charon have nothing but positive things to say about the crew.
My personal opinion on Charon Industries is that it's one of the best crews in Red Dead Redemption. I'm an enforcer. I've been in the crew a couple months now, and I've loved every single moment of it. I've loved hosting events. It's fun, it's interactive, and it gives me something to do because Red Dead Redemption has got such a lack of content. Charon gives people a reason to play the game, and we have a community of people that play the game because we give people stuff to do,
At this point, my doubts were gone about the claims that this was the largest and most active crew in Red Dead Online. I mean, it's easy to see. Hell, Charon Industry is more active and larger than half the gaming clans I've ever seen or been a part of. It's not just a mercenary group for hire or a proud competitive PvP crew. On a deeper level, again, they are a family of sorts, and the community is so supportive and welcoming. No matter your standing in the crew, whether you're a legend or a new recruit, Charon is made up of real people from all different walks of life and even different parts of the world. Charon means a place to go when they need an outlet from their personal lives, a place to go in confidence and be themselves when the outside world is too harsh, a place to be a part of something and feel connected. This is their image and reputation as a crew. They fight the good fight and look out for one another. So after a full day of riding with Charon, I sat down with Cutter Locust one last time and asked him, what is your ultimate goal with the Charon industry and what is in store for Charon's future?
You know, ultimately, Zumie, what I want Charon Industry to become is one of the largest gaming clans to have ever existed. You know, I want to continue this growth, and I want to push my crew into something that anyone can feel comfortable joining or being in a community of people. You know, I want this to be a sort of a space that people can support each other. We've tried to create a system that other players can hire us to help whenever there is a problem. You know, I think so far we've really achieved that goal, at least on RDR. Charon has almost 700 members on Redezz at this point, and we kind of gain more every day. You know, I want to see those numbers kind of double or triple even. You know, overall, I just kind of want this to be a place that my members and myself can have fun and do something they've never seen in gaming before. I want something that myself and my members can be proud of. That's the ultimate goal, is to just make something that we're happy to be a part of, to make the game more interesting when it isn't, or to just surround yourself in a community of like-minded people.
Now, something Cutter didn't mention is, well, the Fiasco family is going to be getting a whole lot more familiar with them. I hope you guys are ready to see things done in Red Dead Online you've never seen before or thought was possible. If you're interested in joining Charon or at the very least interacting with them, all of their socials are linked down in the description below. If you do try to join Charon, tell the recruitment division I sent you. I think they'll like that. Get ready for some awesome content, ladies and gentlemen, because we are just getting started with Charon and it's going to be insane here on the channel. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one. Later.